안녕하세요. Hello and welcome to the K Corner. I'm Em. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a drama called Castaway Diva. I was just looking through Netflix, kind of flicking through when I wasn't very well last week, trying to find something that I could watch to fill in some time. And I found this amazing little drama called Castaway Diva. So this drama is about a girl who wants to become a singer, and she wants to meet her favorite singer, who she's completely obsessed with, and she is being abused, and so is her kind of her best friend, who she meets when she's young. He's also being abused, so they agree to run away together. At this point, they then get separated. He tries to stop the dad from following, and she gets thrown overboard. She jumps overboard and cast away on an island. So, and she's stuck there for 15 years. Now, you can read all that in the synopsis, no spoilers. I'm trying not to spoil too much with this. But what I will say is that this had me confused. So as I'm watching this drama, I'm back and forth. I'm back and forth. Aha, it's him. Aha, no, it's not. It's him. I know, the entire way through, because you're looking for, she's trying to look for her friend who she gets separated from when she finally gets found. And it honestly had me so confused. I was like, from the very first beginning, when I saw who it is, I knew who it was. But the really good writing is, it confused me, and I didn't know for definite. It kept backing and forth in me. So every time I made up my mind that I thought it was that person, something else would happen, and I think, oh, there's no way now then. So it was really good. I really like how that was done, and the acting again was great. There was nothing wrong. I didn't notice any bad acting. Nothing stuck out at me. It was, I think, well selected. The characters looked like who they were supposed to enough, and it was well acted. Yu Ranju, played by Kim Hyo Jin, is, I think, perfectly cast for this part. She plays such a superstar diva really well. She really makes you believe how fickle she is. At the same time, you can see that depth is there, and she's great. This whole story had me so interested in what was going to happen. Somoka, played by Park Eun Bin, was as the elder person. As children, I think it was Lee Erin and Lee Rae. Please correct me if I'm wrong. She looks lost, confused, and still acts just as awkward as a 16-year-old would, which is, I think, the idea. She's been shipwrecked at such a young age that she has never really grown into an adult and doesn't quite know how to navigate the world, which she played well. Yeah, I mean, and that voice, as soon as she sung, I didn't know her voice was quite so powerful and quite so sweet at the same time, and it went well. It went so well with the whole drama, and it was absolutely moving. It was emotional, actually. I will even admit, I really thought it was super cute story, and such a lovely voice that just went with it. It was lovely. I think there's maybe a small faction that might think this show is a little bit girly, but that's okay, because I think it was interesting enough that anybody could watch it and enjoy it. There was just the right amount of everything for me. I was absolutely hooked from the moment I turned this on until the moment it went off at the end. So I loved it. I really did. And I was the entire way through just trying to work out who everyone was and what was going on, and it was great. I don't find a lot of dramas that keep me that hooked. I didn't feel there was a lot of filler content either. I felt like most of the moments in it were very necessary, so it kept me watching. What I love most about this drama is that although there is still the heavy focus on the romance, because she's looking for this guy the entire time, there's a lot of romance in it, and it's very sweet. But the main crux of the story is it's actually about Yoon Ranju and her journey to fame and getting to know her, and all of that business, working as a manager, getting up there, getting on stage, and kind of making her dreams come true. And that's what I loved about this one, it wasn't overdone with the romance. It wasn't all it was. There was like this main story, and like the romance was there alongside it, and it played an equal part, and it was just really lovely to see all these like aspirations and dreams being met in this show. It was great. I loved it. I don't actually I'm trying to think about something negative to say just for the purpose of, being a fair reviewer here. Unfortunately, there is always one, and given that I'm a nurse, I have to comment on the fact that she stayed on an island for 15 years and is in perfect health at the end of it. Uh, I don't think that's realistic. I think if she'd been on an island for 15 years, she would be much, much thinner and much less healthy. And very much, she'd probably have some dry skin, she'd have rugged hair, at the end of it, her hair is shiny. She looks perfect fitness. She looks absolutely fine. She has that medical done, says that she's perfectly fit and well. Now, honestly, she has to be somewhat fit and well to survive for 15 years, but I just don't think she'd be quite so perfect. Honestly, if that's one of the only problems I've got, we're clutching at straws, but it did irritate me slightly that she didn't quite look like she'd been living on an island for 15 years. If I look like that after I've been living on an island for 15 years, should I take it? I don't know. There was some lovely character development in this show as well, which I really enjoyed. In both of the brothers and in herself, there was a lot of, and even in the case of Yoon and Ju as well, there was a lot of character development, but it took place really subtly at first, kind of just gradually they're getting better, and it didn't look out of place, and it made them sort of all seem very much grey, which I like, because black and white people, as in terms of their mannerisms and who they are, good and evil, these things, they don't exist like that in very rare terms. And, people are all shades of grey. So people have tons of different personality traits. And in this one, again, it was nice to see that everybody seemed to have, two sides to them at least. And nobody was perfect. And the development was nice, and it was really real. And I loved it. Honestly, I don't think there's anything else bad I can actually say about this one. Now, I'm trying to remain objective, so I've given my my one bone to pick with this series, but basically, I find this was a fantastic watch. Perhaps objectively looking at this, it would have scored higher if it were maybe slightly darker at times, and there was a little bit more for some of the people who maybe enjoy things that are a little bit more adventurous. But honestly, my personal score would have been a 10, but I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because there were some things that I feel objectively perhaps wouldn't be for everybody. So I'm going to give this drama a 9 out of 10, and I seriously urge you to go and watch it, see if you love it as much as I do. Now, please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know of any K-dramas that you'd like me to cover. So one of my Korean friends actually asked me to cover one that's just come out recently, and it's a Killer's Paradox, and it looks great, so that's up and coming. Please keep watching for that one. In the meantime, I'll send out some new reviews of things I've been off watching recently as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.